Okay, I want to welcome everyone. I hope you're having a good weekend. And look forward to seeing how everybody's doing. If you have any questions, any problems. The way we can conduct this, you can either raise your hand,
Yes, better.
or you can go to the chat and type your question in the chat. I have the chat open, so you can either do it through the chat or physically raise your hand like that.
That's all these icons down here. If you need to
Leaves an icon.
Okay, that's fine.
Raise your hand. Let's see where that is.
Don't. That's only if you have a question.
Oh,
There is an icon to raise your hand. I can't find it. Okay, there. Sharp raised her hand.
hi, Dr. Kondrot, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you fine, but I don't see you. It'd be nice if I could see you.
Yeah, I still don't know how to use this computer. It's still a
There's
problem.
there's a little icon at the bottom, a camera icon, and you click, it has start video.
Oh, Dr. Kondrot, I can't see any of this. I just had an injection in my eye yesterday, and that's the reason I'm talking to you. I'm really in a lot of distress right now. 2 months ago, when I had a follow-up exam, they checked my eye pressure in my right eye, and it was 28. And my doctor wanted to send me to the glaucoma specialist, and I said, well, not after just one reading. And plus, they also put those glaucoma drops in my left eye, which was pretty much gone. And all it did was cause me severe damage to that eye, so that now for the last couple of years, I have severe burning eye pain, even in my eyelids, and even my tears feel like acid. And it's like intermittent. I'll have like 1 or 2 normal days, and then I'll have that severe pain again. It's debilitating, so that even I have to leave my job. So I'm highly resistant to going to this glaucoma specialist. I also have been using my microcurrent machine that I got from you almost 1.5 years ago, and I've been faithful about using it. And part of that program is I have a glaucoma program in it, and I also have a central retinal vein occlusion program in it. And I've been doing this faithfully for the last year and nearly a half, about 5 months. So I am completely mystified and distressed that I'm having increased eye pressures now. I had it rechecked yesterday when I went for my eye injection, and the pressure had gone from 28 to 29, and I have to go back in 3 weeks to have my pressure checked again.
Well, sometimes the injections can cause an increase in the pressure.
Well, this was before the injection, and at the follow-up exam, I did not have an injection. I just had a follow-up exam, and they tested the pressure. So I've done research about what could be causing it, like a lack of nitric oxide, like Dr. Sam Byrne has suggested. So I bought a nitric oxide boosting supplements and tried that. But that it lowered my blood pressure without the medicines. But
I'll do the same thing.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry?
think what you have to do is, have you sent me a recent copy of your records?
I sent the follow-up exam records from April, and Crystal did let me know that she got them. And then yesterday, after my exam, my injection, I asked his staff to send you that record too, but you may not get that till next week or so.
Yeah, the best thing to do is when you're there at the doctor, ask for a copy of the records. That'll expedite things.
Yes, they've been pretty good about sending the records over the last, year and a half that we've been doing this. But I don't know what else to do. Dr. Kondrot, I absolutely do not want to see the glaucoma specialist. I don't want to do the drugs. I don't want to end up with surgery. My doctor just said, well, sometimes it just happens, with the
Yeah, well,
CRDO.
we have to find out why the pressure is increasing.
That's what I want to know.
And it could be that we may need to change your homeopathic remedy. Are you taking a homeopathic remedy now?
I'm not Dr. Kondrot because the 3 remedies that I've tried have not helped, and they've actually made things worse. So I kind of quit taking them, and I don't know what to do. I know you suggested that one of the doctors that does homeopathic in the vision event might be a source, but I don't know what to do. I'm at my
Yeah, well,
wit's end.
Dr. Carl Robinson, he's my homeopathic doctor
Uh-huh.
at the vision event, so you may want to consult with him. But I think the first step is let me take a look at your records.
Okay. Yeah, I'd rather.
And then also there, you may just need the right combination of eye drops.
Yeah, I'm really scared. Like I said, Dr. Kondrot, I mean, I'm thinking about suicide all the time because of the pain in the left eye. I had 3 different glaucoma drops. I had Alphagan or Alpha, I think that's how it says, Cosopt, and then they had me doing Lumigan at bedtime. And, just a few months after doing that, that's when all the burning, intense burning pain started. And, I've been off for a year and a half. I'm still having problems with it. So I just don't really want to do that.
Yeah, well, the problem is, I think glaucoma and high pressures are related to the autonomic nervous system. And when you're under stress like you are, that's just aggravating the pressure. So you got to find ways. I mean, a lot of alternative doctors, myself included, feel that, meditation, relaxation techniques, positive affirmations, that could all help lower the eye pressure.
Yes, sir. I do use the stress reduction protocol on my microcurrent machine.
And how
And
about the light therapy?
I do the light therapy. Now, I didn't do the microcurrent last night because I was worried about the glaucoma part, but I am doing my syntonic light therapy with the blue-green.
Yeah, because the blue-green helps to balance the autonomic nervous system.
Okay.
The key is, controlling the autonomic nervous system. We may want to change some of the color therapy to address that.
Okay, so should I call Crystal and ask her to set up a consultation with you then?
Yeah. The July 4th weekend's coming up. Let me just see the calendar. I know that on here in July. I think it's working on Monday the 3rd, but the 4th is, a holiday.
Yeah, well, is it possible to make it later in the week? Because I have to.
Yeah.
You have time Monday?
I'd like to see the records before I talk to you.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to make it for the week after this next week so that you have time to get them.
You know what? There's a lot of noise in the background. I'm going to mute everybody. There, I'm muting everyone, and I'm going to turn you back on. So Sharp, I'm asking you to unmute. So folks, if you're not talking, please mute yourself, okay? I think somebody's doing dishes in the background.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Are you doing dishes?
Not me, no.
Okay. Okay, so we have a plan. I think there's a lot of things we can do. And also, we do have a prayer group the 3rd Sunday of every month. And
yes, sir. I was at the last one. I was at the last prayer meeting. Hello?
I think we have a plan. Somebody else had a question? Can raise your hand or type me. If you have a question, I'm looking. Oh, Dallas.
There you go.
Hello,
How are
Doctor.
you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I have a few questions. My first question, the homeopathic treatment that the remedy that I got, I was sent back into the symptoms in about 4 hours. I started having symptoms that I had with COVID in 2019 when I had COVID, and that's pretty traumatic. And except it wasn't as strong. And I mean, am I supposed to keep going through that? I haven't.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Sometimes when you take a homeopathic remedy, you get a return of old symptoms.
That's what happened.
So it's not unusual, but usually, like you said, it's not as severe.
Nope.
So if that happens, I would either cut back on the homeopathic remedy, maybe do it every other day. But if
Good.
it's short-lived, that's actually a really good sign. It means your body is healing. A lot of times we get a return of old symptoms.
Oh, okay. That certainly happens. Okay, my second question is the microcurrent. When I first started using it, of course, I started with the eyes, and oh God, it was great. I could see not as well that with my normal vision, but I could see.
You felt it was doing something.
Yeah, and it lasted 3 days. I was taking the fourth day that I did the treatment, the protocol. It just kind of, all of a sudden I was kind of back where I was. I don't know what to make of that. I did it today and my sight is a little better, but not like it was that first 3 days that I used the treatment. So I don't know what to make of that.
Well, you have to make sure that you are properly hydrated. It's important that you drink a lot of water. And, nutrition is critical too.
Okay.
A lot of times with the microcurrent, when you first start using it, you'll get a sharp increase in your vision.
Yes.
And it kind of plateaus. And you keep on thinking, every time I use it, my vision's getting better. So you may have reached a plateau.
All right. But I still have to, I'm supposed to continue using it, right? For the
Yeah,
eyes.
I would continue using it. You may want to try using it every other day. It just may be too much for your body.
Okay, all right. That sounds
So
good.
try it every other day. But it's a good sign.
Yeah, I was pleased.
Okay. Usually when you use it, it's stimulating everything in the eye. But at the same time, when it stimulates everything, you have to be really careful that you're properly hydrated. You have good nutrition because your body is needing, more nutrition and more water for healing.
Okay, all right. That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, but keep up the good work and keep me posted then on the homeopathic remedy. But that's actually a good sign. A return of old symptoms. Sometimes if you get a skin rash or a discharge, that can also be a good sign.
Yeah, it took me back to that COVID stuff, the symptoms from the first COVID I had.
But how long did it last, those symptoms?
Pardon me?
How long did it last?
The COVID symptoms.
Okay. I took it, say for instance, I can't remember now, 1 or 2 o'clock when I took the treatment. And it didn't start for about, I'd say 4 hours later, 3.5, 4 hours later. And I would say, now it didn't last as long as it did before. It wasn't as strong, but it was like 4 episodes. It went in episodes where I had trouble kind of breathing. I couldn't lie down. The shoulder, it was trying to come on my shoulder again.
I'm losing you a little bit. You're waking up.
Oh, I am?
By the way, if I heard you correctly, it was just short-lived. You no longer.
Yeah, it was like
Is
4
that correct?
times, 4 times that I had to drink a lot of water like the first time. And I did the apple cider vinegar just so I would be able to lie down. That's the effect it had the first time and this time, that I couldn't lie down. It was just something with my chest, a little trouble breathing a little bit, starting that shoulder just the symptoms, not as
So I
strong.
think,
Oh, am I breaking up again?
um,
I don't know what happened.
yeah, you're breaking up again, but I think I understand what's going on. And
Yeah, yeah, pretty much the same symptoms, but
Oh,
not as
somebody-
severe. I don't know what
somebody
happened.
made a comment about the prayer meeting, if we could have it.
Oh, am I
Fortunately,
breaking up?
a lot of my patients
Something's going on. I don't know.
complained about this meeting because it's midnight in Europe. All these nasty emails. Why are you having it? It's midnight, which makes it 9 p.m. in Europe. So it's make the time later. But if you can't make the prayer meeting, just send your prayer request to info and we'll read it at the prayer meeting. Okay. All right. So somebody said it may be my connection. So let me just double check. Looks like we are having some rain here in Pittsburgh, and maybe that could be the cause of it. Okay, I'm looking for other hands. Oh, there's a question here about earthing. And I am a big fan of earthing. Dr. Steven Sinatra wrote a book called Earthing. In fact, he was a guest on my radio show years ago. And I do think earthing is very powerful. And for those of you that are not familiar with earthing, it's, grounding our body to the magnetic field of the earth. There's something called the Schumann frequency. The earth has a certain vibration. And many of us are spending our entire lives not being grounded to the earth. Something happened in the 40s. There was developed rubber-soled shoes, and rubber-soled shoes don't ground us. So if you have leather-soled shoes, that tends to ground you to the earth. So take off your shoes and socks and walk barefooted. You want to be grounded. But it's a wonderful book called Earthing by Dr. Steven Sinatra. And I was really impressed. I was at a major alternative medical meeting, and Dr. Steven Sinatra got up and he made an announcement of his book, and everybody at that meeting got a free copy of his book. He felt that this was the greatest discovery of his life, earthing, getting in touch with the earth, taking off your shoes and socks and being grounded. So take a look at the book Earthing. You can get it on Amazon.com. It's a wonderful book. And he does have some documented cases in there about patients with eye problems and their vision improved. So it's something else to consider, grounding your body to the earth. Hi, Trago.
Do you think the earthing blanket works?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because like right now, I'm sitting in my office and it's a wooden floor. So I am not grounded. But if I got a earthing mat and I'd plug it into the ground in my receptacle, then I would be grounded. So I do have an earthing mat for my feet. So I'm, sitting in my office, my bare feet are on that mat. And so they do have earthing mats to sleep. So I think they can be effective, but you have to be careful because sometimes it can be overwhelming if it may be too much for your body. So give it a try.
The second thing, I'm finished with my homeopathic medication. What should I do now?
You finished the whole bottle?
Yep.
Then I would go on to LM2.
LMTWO
So
or
the homeopathic remedy, we start you on LM1 and then you go to LM2. The LM2 becomes a little stronger and you keep on moving up. So we're pushing your body to heal.
Talk to Chris about this.
Talk to Chris about that.
Thank you.
If you finish the bottle, the LM1, and you feel it's not doing anything for you, then I need to talk to you. We may want to change your remedy.
So
I'd like to see some positive effect, either calmness, more energy, feeling better about yourself, more relaxed, some improvement of your vision. It may not always be your vision, but we want to see a shift in your mental, emotional state. I like it when patients tell me, I don't know what's in that, Dr. Kondrot, but I've never felt so good about myself.
I'll talk to Chris about having a conversation with you then.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
go over some things and, see what's going on, your energy, changes in your habits, and, things like that.
But
So the
see,
homeopathic remedy acts as a catalyst. So then the microcurrent and all the other therapies that we're doing will be a little bit more effective.
the problem.
I think I mentioned at the last meeting when I was doing research for my new book, Homeopathic Ophthalmology. Oh, and incidentally, I would love reviews. So if any of you have taken the time to look at the book and you like it, please send me a review because I need some reviews to put in the book.
Okay.
All right. If you don't have a copy, you can download. It's the unedited version. So please, when you're reading it, don't start making corrections, spellings and things like that, because it is being edited by a professional. So there are a lot of mistakes, but I want to send you the unedited versions so you get a gist of the book. And also you may tell me, well, if you could add something and maybe talk more about this, I can still make changes in the book.
The problem with having some positive symptoms from the homeopathic is 6 weeks ago, I started the chelation process. And so I've been doing that. I think it affects me. I do it every other day. It just seems like some days are better than others, and I can't figure it out. But do you think that the chelation process will affect my mood?
It can, yeah. And
That's what I
remember
thought.
this, healing doesn't go in a straight line. It's kind of like when you're watching the waves in the ocean. You really don't know if it's high tide or low tide. So we're looking for trends. Even with the right homeopathic remedy, you're going to have good days and bad days, but we want that overall trend to be in a positive direction. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So you might want to ask yourself, where were you, 2 months ago or 1 month ago? Are you better overall, mentally, emotionally? And if you don't know, maybe ask your friend or your wife. Because a lot of times our friends will observe changes in us that we may not notice.
Well,
I like what one guy said to me. Well, the remedy isn't helping me, but my wife isn't irritating me as much.
that's right. Amen. Yes. Well, the other thing, I had a hernia operation 7 weeks ago, and that sure slowed me down.
Yeah, well, see, all these things, the chelation, the hernia operation, we really can't evaluate the homeopathic remedy that effectively.
Right.
We're just going to have to give it a little bit more time.
So what you're saying is don't talk to Chris about talking with you then?
Well, I would get her to send you the LM2.
Okay, got it.
And let's give it another couple weeks or so until we get a definitive direction on the direction that we're going. Okay. Oh, could the homeopathic formula make my ankle swell? Unlikely. there might be something else going on. I mean, anything's possible, but it's unlikely. Oh, when is my book going to be available in stores? Well, probably I'm hoping towards the end of the year. It's being edited right now by a professional. I got to get photographs to put in the book. I also need to make an index. We have the cover selected, then it's going to the printer. It's a big undertaking.
I have a question, Dr. Kondrot.
Yes, who is talking? I can't.
Sonia?
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Dr. Kondrot. I have a question. I seen my optometrist a week ago, and she gave me, she told me I have a dry cornea in my left eye, which is the glaucoma eye. And she gave me Topradex eye drops, which has cortisone in it. Should I take that? She's been trying to give me that eye drops for the past year, and I am not taking it. So I just
No,
want
I don't like the Tobradex because the steroids can actually cause an increase in the glaucoma, and they can also cause cataracts. What I would recommend is ozonated eye drops.
yeah, I do have that.
Yeah, I would use those. The ozonated eye drops are very safe. They kill bacteria. They help regenerate the cornea. I think it's one of the best things you can do. But on the other hand, if you have a severe eye infection, then it may require, the use of antibiotic. But she didn't tell you that. She said that your eyes are just dry, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I would just use the ozone eye drops, and I agree with you.
Okay, doctor. I have another question. I have the ozone eye drops, and I use the same ozonator for the past 2 years. Does this have a lifespan, or I'm not changing it?
No, it should last a long time. You should still be able to smell the ozone.
Yes,
the ozone has a particular odor, so you should be able to smell that.
Yeah, I do smell it. Yeah. Okay, I have another question, doctor. A year ago, my ophthalmologist, she told me that I don't need the eye drops anymore because the glaucoma is getting a lot better, and I shouldn't use it. But now and then I get pain, and I identify that pain as eye pressure, because it shoots in the back of my eye. Now, on my own, I use one of the drops which I have. I don't know if that's correct, good or not.
Well, usually glaucoma doesn't cause pain. So I think that the pain you're having is probably due to the dry eyes or the cornea irritation. Let's say your eye pressure goes from 15 to 30. That's not going to cause pain. The only time you really get pain with glaucoma when the pressure goes up to maybe 50 or 60. Then that'll cause severe pain.
Okay, doctor. Now, since I stopped the eye drops, my vision is not as good as before.
Well, the
So
reason for that is the eye drop sometimes can affect your eye's ability to focus and accommodate. So you may need a change in your glasses.
okay,
I would look into that because the glaucoma eye drops will, in many cases, cause a change in your prescription.
right. Okay, doctor.
So now that you're off the eye drops, which is good, if your eye doctor told you you don't need glaucoma drops anymore, that's great.
Yeah, she told me no, I don't need it, and she sees much better. The glaucoma is much better.
Mhm. Very good.
And because I changed also the way I live, I'm happier now.
Good. That's what we like to hear. And a lot of times, changing your mental, emotional state will change the glaucoma.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
So that's good news.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. There's a question here. Currently, I'm out of the homeopathic remedy, taking LM1 and LM2. New medical conditions have developed, which makes me think I need a new homeopathic remedy. And I agree with that. If you're taking homeopathic remedy and a new medical condition or a new symptom develops, then it's time to talk to me and we may have to change your homeopathic remedy. So usually if it's a return of an old symptom, we don't need to change the remedy. That could be a sign of healing. But if it's a new symptom that you never had before, then that could be an indication that we have to change the homeopathic remedy. Somebody else asked, who can see my messages in the recording? Well, this recording is just for this group. I don't post this on YouTube or anything else. Only the people that attend that are part of my program will get a copy of this recording. So this is kind of private. So it isn't like for the general public. Only people that are in my program or be under my care will get a copy of this recording. So this in a way is confidential, our meeting. Elaine?
Yes, when I started with the program, I did the light and the vitamin spray and anyway, I did 3 things, and I found out after a month I wasn't feeling well at all, and I kept thinking I was getting a virus, but I found out that when I inquired if I was taking a lutein and zeaxanthin that was pretty strong, would it be okay to take the spray vitamin that you're giving me? And you said that it would probably be okay. So I didn't pay attention to it, but I found out at the end of the month, I stopped taking, just because it was the only new things that I was taking that month. I stopped taking both the spray and the lutein that I have been taking for many years. And I started feeling better. So after a couple of days, I just tried my vitamin by itself. And then I tried a couple of days and then tried the spray. And I found out there was definitely a problem with the 2. So I can only take 1. And I've been just taking the spray right now. And that's been for about a week. So actually some things have changed. And I think I have a better feeling towards things and attitude, because I think it was stopping a lot of things that could have worked and it didn't.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, you have to pay attention to your body. Listen to your body.
Right. And the other question I have is, I know we talked about this before on taking another homeopathic remedy. What's happened when I have a compromised lungs with a scar tissue from pneumonia a couple of times, and my sensitivity to a lot of things, I have this homeopathic remedy that I carry with me that I can spray in my mouth if I get a reaction that's not going away, because it goes into my lungs, and then I get bronchitis, which I just got over now. So I was wondering, as long as I'm on lacthesis, can I spray that if I run into something I'm allergic to? Can I spray that
It's
in my
probably,
throat?
the spray remedy probably isn't a true homeopathic remedy. What is it? What are the ingredients? It may be more herbal.
It's Dr. King's Lungs and Bronchial Relief. I was told by the doctor to use it about 8 years ago or 10 years ago.
What are the ingredients? Because I'm willing to bet it's more herbal.
Well, it's got a whole bunch of different, it's got about 12 or 13 homeopathic ingredients in it.
Yeah, but is there an X after the name, or is it a C?
After the name of the product, the name of the product or the ingredients?
The ingredients, is there an X or a C or a number?
Oh, I don't see anything on the end of any of these.
They're just names of ingredients.
Correct.
It's
And then
probably
it-
not true. It's probably not a true homeopathic. It's probably herbal. A lot of things are called homeopathic, but they're really not homeopathic. The way to
It's
tell that they're homeopathic, there would be a name and there'd be a number like 10X or 8X or 10C or something like that. The X
Yeah.
and the C have to do with dilution. All the homeopathic remedies are diluted. The X means it's diluted by 10. The C means it's diluted by 100. If
Yeah,
there's no
one
number-
ingredient said 10 and 30 and it had several numbers after it.
Is there
10x
an
and
X or a C?
so,
Because it could be just 10 milligrams or 10 micrograms or something like that.
yeah, it says 10x and then 30x and then LM. And there's an awful lot in here, but I don't know. It says Dr. King's Natural Medicine only.
Maybe send me a copy of the label.
It really pulls me out of a lot of bad things and.
No, in that case, that's kind of like a rescue for you. So I would definitely, that's all right.
Can I use that if I run into something, because I start wheezing and coughing and it's 2 sprays on the tongue. And then within a half an hour to an hour, I feel better. So, and it's been working for 10 years for me. So can I
Mhm.
take that along with the lactesis?
You
Because
can.
I'm on the lactesis and I didn't know what to do.
A link to it. Yeah, most of
It says lungs and bronchial relief. For inflammation and congestion.
it says speaking, I don't
You're cutting in and out.
people to be taking homeopathic remedies. Generally speaking, I don't like people to be taking homeopathic.
Oh, you're
Because
going
it
in
can't
and out.
interfere, but in your
yeah.
case,
But I only use it once, maybe, or even twice, and that's the end of it. It's not a permanent, a daily thing. It's just occasional.
okay, am I better?
I don't get you're going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear now.
I don't know what's wrong here. We're having,
In that microcurrent, I tried it on my hands.
am I
and
better now?
well, it just came back again. On the microcurrent, I put it on my hands, like you said, for 5 minutes.
Okay, do you hear me? So,
It comes in and out. I just heard you again, but it went away.
sorry about. Okay, I hear you fine. You're telling me about the microcurrent.
Right, you told me to try it for 5 minutes, and because when I did it for 20 minutes, my hand swelled up for days. And at 5 minutes, it still swelled up. It wasn't as bad, but it's still there. And it's a few days.
Yeah, I think that hopefully the homeopathic remedy is going to be helping your sensitivity. Because it's very, very unusual
Yeah,
to be
because
that sensitive.
I'm highly sensitive to electromagnetic fields, and I can't even use a phone near me. I have to keep it away from me, or television and you know, things like that. So
Mhm. But let's hope that the homeopathic remedy that you're taking is going to strengthen your body so you'll be able to tolerate the microcurrent.
yeah, I think, yeah, I was really, I'm taking the 3 other things you suggested I take, like, but the microcurrent I'm having a problem with.
But I think that's the key,
You're going in and out again.
is to get your body stronger.
What makes my body stronger? We're on a mute again. There's no sound.
Do you hear me?
Now it came back.
Okay, I'm telling you, Elaine, that the goal is to get your body stronger so you're able to tolerate some of these treatments better. Your extreme sensitivity, I think, is preventing your body from healing.
That's true. Did you get my eye report?
I'd have to check with Chris. When did you send it in?
I was been trying to get it through for over a week now, and every time I contact her, it takes a couple of days for her to get back to me. So it's been rough. And I started last Thursday to get it to you before this meeting, and I guess you didn't get it.
I'll have to check with Chris on Monday.
I have photographs of the let's see, detailed reports of my eyes and what's going on. And it's he was very concerned about a space that it was in one of the pictures, and I got copies of all of that for you.
Okay, I'll have to check because when Chris gets them, she uploads them into your file. What was the date
It
of your eye
was a week.
exam?
It was a week ago Thursday, and then the photographs didn't come out good, so I took I faxed it to her a week ago Thursday, and she said they didn't come clear, so I sent her another one Friday with photographs with the telephone. And then it was a few days each time before she got back to me, so it's been a while. But it's
Okay,
been
let
over
me-
a week.
I'll double check on that.
Because my doctor was concerned this time I went in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Hi. I don't see your name. It just has iPhone. I'm muting. You have to unmute yourself.
Kathy,
Hi, Kathy.
hi. I sent my questions into you, but I'm wondering, I've just started using the microcurrent machine. I've for a couple of weeks now. And when I was watching some of the videos, you were telling a few of the things of how to use them for certain parts of the body. But there were some that you didn't. And I was wondering, you said for inflammation, we could use that on our whole body. And I was wondering, does it have to be, because one of the examples you showed, she had it on her stomach, and then it seemed like maybe she was laying on it, the other one. So I wondered if on ones that I wasn't sure about, does it have to always be one on top of the skin and one underneath of the part of the body?
The general rule of thumb is you want to draw an imaginary line from one washcloth to the other. So if you're treating a particular part of your body that has inflammation,
Mhm.
put the washcloth on one side, one on the other, draw an imaginary line, and it should pass through that area. So let's say I'm treating inflammation of my neck. I could put one
Okay.
washcloth here and one here. The imaginary line will go across.
Okay, so say it,
Let's say I'm treating jaw pain. One here, an imaginary line will go across.
so if you're doing your thigh, would you put one on top and one underneath?
You could either put one on top, one underneath, or one above and one below, as long as that imaginary line goes through the area that you're treating.
Okay, so then when I know, so then on memory, I know on the eye one, we put it on our eye and then the back of our neck.
Right.
So does memory go on the top of the head or the forehead?
Yeah,
And
the forehead
the forehead
and the back of the neck. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think those were like my two main ones. I asked about osteoporosis, but that doesn't seem like that would be a
No,
easy one.
you know, if you have osteoporosis in your whole body, or some people have fibromyalgia in their whole body, then you could put one glove on your forehead and the other one, the bottom of your feet, and it'll treat your whole body.
Huh. Oh, okay. Well, I actually right now I just have osteopenia. So, and then one other question, you had mentioned before about when you're changing frequencies or whatever. And like, I wouldn't take that class because I'm sure I wouldn't
We
understand.
we don't offer that anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, but so I was wondering if there came a time, since the man that does it when you send it in is in Gilbert and I'm only 45 minutes from there, if when you were to change something on mine, would I be able to take my device into him?
Yeah, you could do
Oh.
that.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I think that's it for my questions.
Okay. Yeah, Chris should send you kind of a blueprint for each one of your treatments and how to place the gloves, because, you know, we've been doing this for so long. There should be like a summary of how to
There
use.
wasn't anything on where to place them. I just watched the videos to try and see where some of them were, but there wasn't anything on a placement. And I thought that was kind of odd since it didn't
Yeah,
describe it.
you may have been overlooked. So I would email Chris and I'll talk with her on Monday to send you a list of placements.
Okay. Yeah,
But
like
we have those in a folder. You know, we have every
Oh.
possible placement. So it's just a matter of copying and pasting.
Oh, that would be good. Okay, well, like that other lady just said, it is really hard. I think Chris needs more people to help her. We're bombarding her with things, and sometimes it's 2 or 3 days before we,
That's true.
we get connection, and it's kind of tough communication.
It's funny, I ask her every day when I talk with her, how are things going? Do you need more help? And she goes, everything's fine.
No, it isn't.
Oh, boy. I
No.
don't know. I would say she needs more help.
Okay, well,
Because
thanks for that.
when
Thanks for
you're
that
talking-
feedback.
When you're talking to us, you say, oh, just call Chris, just call Chris. And, so we're thinking, okay, if we get a hold of her, we're gonna hear back in a, not
And
right away.
that's also the purpose of these meetings that we're having.
Sure,
You're
yes,
talking to the boss.
right. Mhm.
So if, you're having trouble with Chris, that's the purpose of these meetings, that's why ask the questions,
Oh, okay. Well,
right?
right. Okay, thank you.
And if necessary, we could have these meetings every week. I mean, I enjoy them.
Oh. Well, that would probably give Chris some relief, but
You know,
Could anyone go to the church, not the church, but to the prayer meetings? Could anyone that's not in your plan go or participate?
yeah, that's open for everybody. So it just doesn't have to be people in my program.
Okay. But we never finished talking about the microcurrent. Should I try to keep continuing that, even though it's all swelling?
I think we really have to wait for the homeopathic remedy to kick in and your body needs to get stronger.
Very good. Thank you.
So you can gradually maybe start to increase the treatments. But I think I remember telling you that the key is make sure you're really well hydrated.
I've got 7 and 8 glasses of water. I count them every day.
Also, the gloves. You may want to rinse them because there could be some chemicals on the gloves that
Man,
are
I could,
causing the problem. So maybe rinse them thoroughly in distilled water. I had one patient who was cleaning the gloves in a Tide soap solution, and
oh,
she didn't rinse them thoroughly. Then she was doing her eye treatment, and she got a really bad rash over her eyes.
the chemicals could be a problem for me. That's the,
And also, it may be chemicals in the water.
mm,
So maybe soak the gloves and the washcloth in distilled water and try that. It
very
may
good.
involve the microcurrent. See, the microcurrent can act as a carrier, taking things into your body.
That's a good thought. Thank you.
So maybe rinse it thoroughly with distilled water and try it with distilled water. It could be a chemical in the tap water or something, because you're so sensitive.
I saw in some of the instructions when the hand therapy on the microcurrent was without the washcloths. Is that the way it's supposed to be done, or with them?
Yeah, you can hold the gloves in your hand. Yeah, you can do that.
oh, I wondered. Oh, good.
You know,
I like the washcloths because if you're just holding the gloves, then the oil on your hands and the gloves will last longer. The washcloth is kind of like a protection.
Oh,
But many times what I do, if I'm doing like a stress program, I'll tuck a moist glove inside my underwear front and back. And I could be sitting working on the computer doing work, and it's running a microcurrent treatment into my body.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
Is that Kathy? Are you saying yes to me?
A question? You're muted.
Oh, well, I never muted me.
You hear me? Hello? You can hear me? Unmute.
Rather, that didn't come up. Didn't know how to do that. I did have another question. Can you do the microcurrent more than once a day? Hello?
Yep, I hear you.
Can I do the microcurrent more than once a day?
Not your eye.
Okay,
You can
but
do
other,
other. You can do the stress. You can do the detox, inflammation. You can do other programs, but I only want you to do the eye once a day.
oh, good. Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Oh, Flo, you said, can you send me the placements too? What are you referring to? Oh, the placement of the gloves.
The microcurrent placements, you said that you had a copy of.
How to place them on your body.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, send a reminder to info@Healing the Eye. When you send something to info, not only does Chris get it, but I get a copy, my wife gets a copy, everybody in the office gets a copy.
Okay, great.
So
Super.
send a
I'll do that.
reminder to info.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, Elaine?
You mentioned a while back that maybe the machine on the microcurrent might be too strong and maybe it isn't working right. Is that still a possibility?
Yeah, we had talked about reducing the time and the current on your machine.
Should I work with it for a while yet before you do that?
Yeah, I would try the distilled water. Make
Okay.
sure there's no contaminant in the water.
Very good. Thank you.
And then you would send the machine to the company, Inspire company, with a note, we could check the machine.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I want to thank you for joining the meeting. We'll be meeting in a couple of weeks. And as I mentioned, if you do have questions or you have a topic you want me to cover, in fact, I think it may be in 2 weeks. Why don't I talk about glove placement?
That'd be good.
And then I'll make
Oh, you're cutting out again.
available. All right. So anyway, blessings.
Cutting out.
You have a good weekend.
go.
Happy 4th of July. Okay, everyone.
Okay,
Same to you.
thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy 4th of July.